So, Stan and Ollie is a film that is now in theaters. It was in limited release for a while. Like, in limited release, it originally came out December 28th, and I've been waiting a while for this to come out in theaters. And I finally got around to seeing it, and Stan and Ollie were known as Laurel and Hardy to the public. They were very famous comedians. They started out in vaudeville, and yes, I did grow up watching them. Obviously, not in the 20s, but as a kid, I did watch them, and I found them to be very entertaining. You know, they had this shtick that really worked. And that's why I was very excited to see Stan and Ollie. I was curious also to see if Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly were going to be able to pull it off, and they did. This is a biographical film. It's a film that is very simple in its delivery, but it relies so heavily on the acting of these two, and their chemistry is great. Honestly, I forgot I was watching two actors. I thought I was watching Laurel and Hardy, honestly, watching this film. It's not only because of the acting, though, it's because of the makeup, too. The makeup is excellent. I mean, it's very convincing. And I'm surprised it didn't get an Oscar nomination, honestly speaking, because it's so convincing. The costume design is also really good, and the cinematography is actually good. It's not as noticeable in the second half, but in the first half, there's some pretty darn cool shots. The opening scene is a tracking shot. Was not expecting that, but it's good in that aspect. Again, the costume design is really good. And I also had to say that I liked the history behind it because I knew a little bit about the story of Stan and Ollie, like their actual experience, as they were falling out of popularity. But I didn't know how much they had to deal with. And I also didn't know the system that they had to deal with because, yeah, I studied film and everything, and I studied, the systems that they had to go through. But I forgot what it was like. I don't know. I guess just years later, I just forgot. But it's very interesting to see that. But at the same time, this film, I think if the makeup and the acting weren't as great as they were, I don't think this film would work as well because at the end of the day, the story is pretty generic. I mean, and I think it comes down to the script because the script has a lot of things where it's like, okay, we've seen this before. It's, script writing 101, it's not even a spoiler. Like two friends are best friends and then, falling out and then they get back together again and there's a falling out and then they get back together again for one final show. And it's just, I don't know. I can buy it the first time I see it, but after 5,000 times you see it, it's like, okay, I've seen this before. It's the unfortunate thing about it. I also think that this film, while only 98 minutes long, I think that towards the end it did drag on, which I was surprised about because, again, it was 98 minutes, and I found the first half to be very slim and mean. But that second half wasn't as good. It was unfortunate. But at the end of the day, Stan and Ollie, it's still a good film. I think that if you have seen any of Laurel and Hardy, you should watch this film because watching it, you're like, oh wow, these are good actors because they embody these two real life celebrities, and it's beautiful to watch. But for those that haven't, because I know that there are obviously people that haven't seen Laurel and Hardy, I still think you might like it because it is insightful with the history behind this time era. But again, I just feel as though for mainstream audiences, if you haven't seen Laurel and Hardy and aren't into films, you still might enjoy it. But again, I don't know. I just know that for the cinema going crowd that loves films that analyze certain time periods, I think they would like it as well as people that like Laura Hardy. But again, I just don't know about mainstream audiences. So, but at the end of the day, guys, Stan and Ollie, for me personally, I thought it was a good film, and I'll be giving it a 4 to 5 star rating, which it's the good old Louisiana pure crystal hot sauce. It's a good film. Again, makeup and great character acting are what make this film stay afloat from being just a standard biopic. Guys, that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Stan and Ollie, did you think it was a good movie? Did you think it was not a good movie? Also, let me know, did you see Stan and Ollie, like Laurel and Hardy when you were growing up, or have you seen it at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget the subscription notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.